Alright peeps, welcome back to Cavey, episode 6. We've got a deep bad water pump yard doing nout at all, so you can be paused and have your automation set up so you pause when a temperate season starts and unpause when a bad tide starts. Now speaking of pausing things, I need to pause another one of these breeding pods here, because I've got 4 other things up and running, and I think this is the closest one to being done. So MiGly member, pause the bloody breeding pod. Oh, and look at what we got here! We've got a beaver planting some berry bushes. Now I think that's enough berry bush speedy up planting. Oh, gotta remember not to right click on the mini map there, it brings up the bloody options. But I can't be doing too many speedy up bits early on. We've got to make sure we do things like pause these so we don't have all of these grafting for no reason during a bloody temperate season. Get doing something useful, beavers. Like being haulers. You know, 5 haulers is not bad at all, like. I would like to maybe do something else with this workforce we have here. But since I can't think of anything, I'm going to be deed productive with this bit of water here. We're going to get a bit of extremely tall bamboo there. And if I'm right, I should be able to pop... Oh, I can't, look. There's something blocking it there. I can only D1. I thought I could D2. Oh well, mangrove the rest, beavers. And make sure you cut those down. Actually, are there any logs in here? 2 logs? I cut that as well. That was the one bit of mangrove that we couldn't chop doing before the bad tide hit last time. Oh, look at the beavers straight under there, look. Beavers underwater, chomping away at the bit mangrove there. Look at it quivering in its roots. And that's it gone. Let me unmark this for cutting before I forget. And another thing, if you remember from the last episode, we got these large warehouses in for kohlrabies and berries, which is significantly more efficient than all these medium warehouses run here. So what I'm going to do is set all of this to supply goods to other warehouses. I'll set these to obtain goods from other warehouses. And then those 5 haulers we've got knocking about can empty these bloody warehouses. But not this warehouse. This warehouse is getting deleted, along with this warehouse here. That was just temporary emergency storage, so our grafters in the farmhouse could get something done. And do I see this right? Well, yep, conga line, beaver conga line. That's not what I saw, but I was keen seeing all of these beavers running back and forth. I suppose when they clock off, all of their food's up the top in it, and all of their workplaces are doing the bottom. So it makes sense here now, it makes sense. What I did clock was we've got the platforms in for our big lemonade stand. And in 15 logs time, we're going to get the lemonades in. And we've got the grafters to bloody make lemonade and all. That's definitely a maximum priority jobby, that, like. Especially with all of these logs lying on the deck here. And you know what? Let me replace the alleyway and platform. So we've got our connection back up there. And how are we dealing with a large tank build? Now that we've got our industry back up and running. Ooh, look at us. All the metal blocks. We just need 20 planks. Not too shabby. Plankers? Plank away. And I do want this large tank up and running because look, we have 960 storage on water. And that's because I only went and made this bloody tank bad water, didn't I? So there's 300 storage out the window. But we're storing a bit of bad water, so that's our right, you know. Now have I remembered in time? Oh, I need to zoom out a bit. I did remember in time. Now what else? Let's pause 2 of these farmhouses for now, since we're just growing kohlrabies. And that one that I left open can replant kohlrabies where I deleted them earlier, like a doing here. Oh, and look at this, our forester's got all the berries in. So we've got some of them that are grown and ready to produce some berries. We've got some up here that are nigh on halfway ready, after I think 4 or 5 cycles. And we should have the haulers, yes, shifting all the bloody kohlrabies and berries out of these medium warehouses into their big old warehouses. And the lemonade stands in, and we've got a beavers making a lemonade. Hello, beavers. Yes, 195 water. I thought that was the case. Well, you know what? We're going to have ourselves a little lemonade making and drinking speedy up bit, aren't we? And I've just seen the sunset. We've just had a last delivery. We're getting all the deliveries of lemons. And there's a kid getting some lemonade out. Look at that, we're now on full on that. We're going to do it to 1 grafter there because we definitely didn't need 2 beaver jobs taken up here. I may start pausing them and unpausing them as we can. But the beavers have got lemonade now. I'm buzzing with that, like. Like I say, there's absolutely no point building a small tank for 30 lemonade when the thing holds 195. You know what, why don't we have ourselves a wee speedy up bit while these warehouses get emptied. Okay, that did not take long at all, did it? The warehouses are bloody empty, look at them. I thought that was going to be like a solid day's worth of speedy up at that. Any you beavers? Sudden influx of wood, let's go, boom, build everything. But no, seriously, we need to start planning things out now. And that means actually looking after our beavers. We just finished a little housing estate development design here. Once we get plenty of science points, I'm going to pop a 2-long platform there and start stacking the buildings up the side. But for now, what do you reckon? We've got 3 buildings which should house all the beavers. Once I remember to pause these, it will. Oh no. Right, I haven't missed them all yet. I need to get this one up here and pause this one. But once I pause them all, we'll have 30 houses there for 30 beavers to keep in. And I'm thinking priority-wise, I wouldn't mind getting this house up and running. Just because, you know, I want to keep our beavers happy, have them living a bit longer and all that. And I'm going to maximum priority this large tank, get it in sooner rather than later because our water situation is not great. We need to store a lot more than this. We're in cycle 9. Things are about to get heckers. And how are we doing with our kohlrabies here? Are we getting close to them coming in? 70-odd percent? 80%? Very soon we'll be unpausing ye laddies and we'll be picking them all up. Filling our big box here. Ooh, we emptied this one as well. Let's get this deleted, get some more wood on the gun. Now I need to be clever about our planks and gears and where they're gunning. I want to get some more warehouses up and running. And since I built this new development here, I'm kinda hesitant to build all this from the back, especially with a lack of resources. So let's demolish all this and replace it facing the right way now. And we'll get some more berry and kohlrabi storage, because you can never have too much of it. A droot! Yes! I'm happy with a droot! I'm happy with a droot! Right, we need to get... Oh, right. We need to get all the planks. All the planks happening. This needs to happen, beavers. Maximum priority. Ladders to there. And then these bits of platforms. Did I do it right? I did all the way to the bit I needed, but not the end there. You know, speaking of, minimum priority those bad lads there. And yeah, now beavers slap some planks in there, and then real quickly slap some planks in there. I see some kohlrabies getting picked. Unpause your farm. Who's is? Get in there. Pick them kohlrabies up. Yes, I remembered. You know what? Speed forward until that bar's full, / all the kohlrabies are grown and picked up again. Oh, I was too greedy. Alright, who's close? Speed 4 until this is done then. I would do speed 5, but it gets a bit sketchy when you do speed 5, I must admit. What, the droughts have started? I've been beavers, pick those up. I'm not moving till this bar's bloody done. Alright, speed 3, speed 1, pause. Ooh, I flapped a bit there. And let's unpause their ventors. And unfortunately, pause their plankers, their coggers, and the smelter. Oh, speaking of smelter, do you have any scrap metal? You do? And what about this pile up here? It's gone. Well, that's canny. It looks like that little issue is solved. All of these bad lads should be getting picked up as and when needed, and I don't have to micromanage me cheats. Oh, morning, beavers. I bet you can't guess where I am. I'm hanging about in the large tank. I'm in the large tank. It's in. And that's about it. I was just hanging about in the large tank admiring all of what. Look at it all. Look at it all. Oh, that's all the way down here. But that is pretty good news, that, because what I can do is say, you know what, pals? Let's just say new water storage in there, or there. Do I say it over here as well? Not for now, not for now. But maybe soon. Maybe. And now what, since we've got a drought, can he... Oh, they're planted. Hopefully this extremely tall bamboo grows in. We'll chop it down, get 8 logs, as well as all of these ever blossoms here. And these poor trees. Oh, no. No! They've been going for so long, they almost matured. It's taken them like at least 5 cycles to get to 87% there. Can we do anything about this? Oh, I've had a devilish little idea, peeps. What if, Anna, bear with us, please bear with us on this one. We mark these lemon trees for demolition with a maximum priority so I can't back out, beavers. Get them out. That's those lemon trees out. Now the next stage, levee walls. All the way to there. And just like the old lemon trees, beavers, hurry up and get those in, please, before I change my mind. And let's continue with the expansion of our warehouse estate here. Now, one thing I do want to do is quickly check on this. Ooh, 25. We're not going to make any more gears, so I'll leave that unpaused. But I don't actually want this to get built, because we'll have this sitting here, wanting 0.2 logs an hour, and we've got none. And we've picked up all the rubble from the warehouses. That's the joys of wanting to spend 120 logs on some warehouses. That's not even counting the 160 planks I'd need. But nonetheless, we're going to mark these trees for cutting. Say big on trees. We're going to say upgrade the priority of these to maximum, please. They were placed well before any of these warehouses, so they should get the big treatment. All the planks when they come round. And how we're going to get these planks Just by deleting this medium tank here for 23 of the bad lads. And Codrag, could you please give up your old job of being... Oh, you've clocked off. Yeah, no, can't feed the old babbies over here. Oh, and make sure you water yourself and all. They dropped off the water there. They didn't feed the babbies. So do beavers become haulers after hours? Or was that beaver a hauler before they were a lumberjack? Oh, I just realised I need to get this done before the warehouses. Lower priority on the warehouses, please. We need to get these levies in first. Maximum priority jobbies. Let's say there's definitely no need for to have a gatherer flag up here anymore. Let's just watch this beaver chop doing these 3 pines here. Pine resin and all. Pause the lumberjack flag. And pop doing some back alley water there. Who doesn't love a bit of back alley water? Now I do still plan to go vertical here. But my plan is going to be dictated by how I can tower over the top of these. So of course with the side platforms, previously if I wanted to go over the top, it would have to be 3 long, and you can see it dips down a lot there. However, in update 6, we have hour hangs, and I can pop an hour hang on the top, and go straight across like that. And that'll need to be a 4 long hour hang, aye. And then I should be able to pop 3 on the side there, and then just rinse and repeat. So for platforms, I'm going to have to go triples on the back here, a little something like that. That actually works out, because we're not going to be level with the large warehouses anymore. And look at all of our beavers here. Scrapping away, particularly over here, there's a bloody handful of them in there. That is until they're all clock off, because it's clock off o'clock. Go and get yourself some lemonade from the lemonade stand here. We've got Von Bis keeping it topped up. And for the first time in Cavey's history, we can go what? I might have to turn that down. Oh, I definitely peaked the mic quite significantly there. From inside of a hoose. That was what I was wanting to say there. We're getting a bit of morning beavers from inside the hoose. Now, how are they in storage-wise over here? Pretty much full. Alright. Delete you. Replace you. And the builders, build you. Ooh, and would you look at what we got here? We've got a now to sign symbol. Written our faces. Now, I may leave that for the time being. You know, just have it big chillin', big chillin'. Because I've got to get some levies in. I'm not making great progress on this, are we? Where's all the planks? Oh, yeah. This is where all the logs have went. Forgot about that bit. I think it's time we delete the engine. Get those 20 cogs out. And the 20 logs as well that are in there, to be fair. To be fair. We'll let the beavers pick all of that up. They'll pop a handful of them in there. They'll hopefully pop the rest of them in here. They are prioritised that way. I'm even going to lower the priority of the warehouse, because I do kind of want the tanks in. I want more than 1560 water storage. Whoa, what's happening here? How's the water level so low? It doesn't usually get this low, does it? How long's this drought like? I swear it was only 10 or 11 days. Oh, aye! 10 or 11 days. We've only got 5 days left to save these berries. Come on, beavers, save the berries. There's definitely no need to have all these farmhouses running in this case. I'm a tad perturbed here, I'm not going to lie. Because I was really hoping to get a lot of kohlrabi stored up during this drought, and I've still got 7 days left. And we're just going to be taking my kohlrabi's down. I'm going to delete this cogger here, because it's got 15 logs tied up in it. And we can bloody use them elsewhere, I tell you that. Ooh, but I need to sort some storage out for these metal blocks real quick. Let's just quickly nab this one, eh? Large industrial pile. We didn't need log storage, do we? Nah, I'm joking, we've got myself a wee log pile doing, yeah man. Got 20 of them stored up. I'm spewing about this though. I need to do something about that. What can I do though? I think I'm gonna have to delete this platform. Tell the beavers to pick those resources up with a quickness. Spend some skies points on a fluid dump. And also magic up 10 planks for that now. And how we're doing with the levies? We've got 2 of them in at least. You know what? Oh, I've been a bit daft. I've been a bit daft, peeps. I'm gonna do it because I wasted 3 logs, but I can at least pick them up here, you know what I mean? Like, I can at least give them a bit of a pickup job. So let's do that. Beavers, pick up the rubble there. And yes, look at that, you've basically done all the levying that you need to do. And if we just go ahead and delete all of our lovely ladders and platforms from down here. So beavers, pick those up with a quickness. And while you're doing here, can you place 1 levy there, please? See, save myself a whole bloody levy. And now that we got that in, I need to make the scary decision of... Ooh, how do I pop another fluid dump to flood this little valley here while blocking off the least amount of green growable land as possible? The obvious one is this one. Rip up the berry, pop a platform on there, water dumper and dump the water straight down on there. I'm just a tad apprehensive that it's going to try and fill all the way up to here and just flood everything. A stream gauge could help that though. Alright, look, micromanaging and then stream gauging. That's how we're going to do this. Beavers, before I change my mind, pick that up please with the maximum priority. Just get it up, speed forward, I didn't want to see it anymore. Beavers, oh, it's clock off the clock. It's giving us too much time to change my mind. Thank you, beaver. And then we'll pop a little platform on there. Get our fluid dump on there. And see, beavers, this unfortunately is another maximum priority job for you. Ooh, fluid dump though, fluid dump. This is when we start finding out that we are about to fly through so much water you won't be able to believe that there was that much water even available on the map in the first place. Ooh, look, the water's coming back. We're raising the level up. And we'll be able to finally plant some more kohlrabies over here. We'll at least have 5 days worth of growth. Well, hopefully anyway. Maybe it's only doing this side because it's actually up there while it's spraying. We got 3 planks, and we're going to need more than that. Therefore, plank storage. I'd like to withdraw 23 planks, please. Thank you very much, Lee. And then once you've popped your 10 planks in there, just chuck the rest in the large tank, please. Right, so I am absolutely terrified of 3 water an hour. I was going to see how much water this uses. I only want it to sort of dip over this sort of 2-level block here. So it hydrates as far along here. I don't really want to fill it all the way up, but I feel like it's going to have to be a continuous thing by the looks of things here. You know what? Let's do ourselves a quick speed 4 until that red hard guns all the way round again. Ooh, we're done our reach. It's raising. It's up to that level. It briefly went over, but then the beavers clocked off. So how we're doing kohlrabi wise? Ho ho ho! Unpause ease. I want to be as efficient as possible here. No, let me rephrase that. We need to be as efficient as possible here, beavers. Everyone plant their kohlrabi. Ooh, we're getting it in here. Oh, it's in. Look, we're getting all the greeneries. Oh, maybe not all the greeneries. But we're getting some of the greeneries back. Oh, there's nobody working in here. These are higher priority jobs. We do want these. These are maximum priority jobs, to be quite frank with you. We do need these running. This bad lad, I want the opposite of this. So this pauses during a temperate season. I want this to pause any other time and unpause during the temperate season. Yeah. And we'll get to see, maybe, in a speedy up bit, how this fills up and if we end up, you know, trying to fill up far too many blocks. And that will be a yes, they absolutely flood. So we're just going to have to pause you for now, good friend. So you don't waste the water. Ooh, the water that we don't have that much of. Oh, now the question is, this isn't really doing much, is it? Well, it's not a question, it's a bloody statement. During that speedy up bit, you could see the ground going like that. I wonder if, it's completely logical if it does, but if like the unbelievably tall bamboo, maybe in particularly, but the mangroves and everything, if they like drain the water, if they take it out. Do you know what, I'm going to try no more plenty of crops under here, the underwater variety, and see if we manage to keep up with a little level difference here, because you can see we sort of dip over and then we dip under again, and it's a bit of a how you gan affair, you know what I mean, especially over by the kohlrabi fields. Look, the kohlrabi fields goes up and down and up and down. And that's no way to grow kohlrabis, you know. But I'm also thinking about ripping these 2 grapevines up and popping another water pump down. Ooh, new well-being score! Is that because the beavers have got hoses? Or have you built the shrub? They've built the shrub. What about the lantern? No, we're still got to get some planks for the lantern. But I thought we may as well put a little bit of decoration. Oh, there's loads of beavers hoosed. Neither one day is a happy. Let's have a look at these ghouls, shall we? 21 out of 32 beavers hoosed. 30 out of 32 beavers fed. And nigh on all of them enjoying the bit of shrubbery. We've got to get all these green, didn't we? Ooh, I was just about to have a very clever idea that was actually a very stupid idea. I was thinking surely I can put something under here to give a little bit of aesthetics to the beavers. But if I put a brazier there, it's going to stop this berry picker from being able to pick berries. Which is something we desperately need to do because we're about to run out of kohlrabis. Oh, and look, there's the extremely tall bamboo all moist, and now it's not moist anymore. Let's speed it up so it can be moist again. You know what? I'm maximum priority in this lantern. I actually don't care. I want it in. I want the beavers to be a little bit happy, you know. And look at this. We've got a bunch of beavers. They're about to break through. This will be the first time any of them have seen this side of the map from this elevation. Because as I was talking there, I realised that just up the hill you can see up this side of the map. Nay bother. Morning, beavers! Get yourselves out your hoose, run up and down these ladders here to everywhere you need to be. This is going to be my favourite little spot, isn't it? Up and down the ladders. You know what? let's not forget like last time. Let's not have beavers wasting their time working away in here. During a temperate season at least. We need to get our industries back up and running. We need to get our inventors not up and running, maybe. If we've got a hauler, then maybe we leave the inventors up and running as well. Oh, and I'll pause this, laddie. We'll have ye paused, pal. I didn't want ye spilling all the water out. And I would even technically need it at the moment because we're about to have the falls. Fall. Look at them gone. And you'll probably be able to see on the left in a sec, maybe. Maybe the water pumpers are covering it. Ooh, speaking of water pumpers. I didn't make you mind up, did I? But I'm going to make you mind up now. Beavers, pull those up with an absolute quickness, please. As well as these two mangroves. However, that unbelievably tall bamboo there, it does not have long left to grow. And we're going to leave it in there. In the meantime, I want a double platform there, beavers. That is a maximum priority jobby because this is water in. Look at that, 2 kohlrabies, man. We've got 2 kohlrabies. Can I see them? Are they in here? 2 kohlrabies sitting in a large warehouse. But not to worry, we've got kohlrabies getting picked. And we've got a full field planted here. I wouldn't mind getting a priority up on these ladders here because we can maybe, potentially, most likely, start planting kohlrabies up here now. Look at all of this green grunt we're starting to uncover. You know what, actually, would it be a daft idea? Here is out. To get a 4th farmhouse on the gun. Say here, for example, in this farmhouse, we'll be able to plant a little bit of croppage all the way around here. And then when I delete these lads here, all the way around the back. And we already know these 3 get a tad overwhelmed as well. So, yeah, go on, we'll build this. It's a top priority job. Like everything else, we're just plopped in cycle 10. Like the kohlrabies, are you whinging about being too moist now? You weren't moist enough earlier, now you're too moist, you bloody precious kohlrabies. Stop flooding, will ya? And then we have no more planting going on under there, because remember, we're running our experiment. Whether we can keep water in the next drought, I hope there's a drought coming up so I don't end up forgetting. Amongst the panic that a bad tide creates. At least we're planking away, making some planks, if naught else. We've got plenty of ever blossoms to be chopping down. And we've got a lot of water we need to be slurping up, beavers. A lot of water. I wonder, can I mastermind some sort of storage apparatus in this corner here? Oh, aye. Could do a little bit of that. And then we could have a ladder going up here. And then if we get a platform going to there... Aye. That could work, that like. Well, minimum priority this anyway for now. We still need to get this bloody tank in. Handful of gears, like now to matter. You know what I'm thinking? We'll delete this small tank here, we didn't need it. We'll delete this small tank here because we didn't need it. We realised we could have just left that second tank up and running because it's actually on an overhang there, so it wasn't taking up any green ground. But anywho, we get a lumberjack flag gunning. 2 of them, in fact. And with these 2 new lumberjack flags here, we're gonna chop down this entire Everblossom forest. And then pause the other 2 because we don't want to have wasted jobs for any reason. And we've only got a little deal left on the old unbelievably tall bamboo. That'll be out the way. We'll get our bonus water slurper in. Hang on, this is water actually still going down. Right. Water pumper in there, please. And that's at least 1 more we can slurp up with. I don't think there are any more holes like that we can go down. Not without deleting and realigning some paths and ruining the whole planting food hour here, Benalki. And I tell you what, this is a sad sight to behold, like... Look at those poor lemon trees. We're going to have to do something for them, aren't we? I think we're going to sacrifice these flower berries here. Not this one that is 92% though, but the other 3 here. We're going to get those ripped out. With the quickness, please, beavers. Thank you very much, Lee. Because now we can go ahead and plant some lemon trees. And I'll do the same for this blueberry as well once that blueberry's been picked out of it. And we can have some nice lemon trees lining the side of the map here. I would do it up here as well, but... These peeps have spent the last 6 to 7 cycles growing. I cannot cut them new, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta give them a chance to at least sprout some berries. Like this one, I think this is the one I've been clicking most of the episode. Let us have a big zoom. And I'll even turn the HUD off. And wait. Oh, that actually happened immediately when I said and wait. Okay. Now to in range. Fair dinkum. You can plant kohlrabi down here. And to facilitate access to these kohlrabis, let me unpause this. Wait for a sprog to pop out and delete E. And you know what, actually? Let me send the path round the back here. That let me delete this bit of path here. And look, 2 bits of bonus kohlrabi growing ground. Ooh, there's even this bit here that I completely didn't even see. Kohlrabis. Does that work? Because I can see the little area, but it disappears, look. If I click, does it place? Oh, I have to, don't I? I have to spend 60 science points here to find out if this is real or not. Yes. Oh, you cheaty beggar! Well, that's a bit sad, but the beavers wouldn't have got the benefit from it anyway, so it's alright. I just really wanted the water to be pumping onto the roof, that's all. But I'm not just going to be wasting the logs and plank, you know. And you can be one worker, not two. And you can be paused for new. And look at that, we've got our big water pumper slurping a little hole there. And I would be tempted to slurp this little hole here, but like I say, this is supposed to be green ground once. Don't unpause those, MiGly. So, no, I know it's tempting. I know you want to. Delete this one, for example. But we need to not. We need to just straight up not be overpopulating right now. And why don't I unpause ye and get you planting some kohlrabies here? And maybe we'll see a builder finish the ladder. Hey! I definitely didn't hang around longer than I needed to so we could make sure the ladder gets built. Well, there we go. Look, you're still running that way for no reason when you could just go and do on your fancy new path here. And this lets us know that we can reach a fair back of these. And this little laddie here can help out with the farm houses down below. See, that's that type of beaver teamwork we need if we've any hopes of surviving Cavey. I'm going to pause 2 of these inventors here. Hopefully we get... Yes, we get a hauler. I just want to try and be nice and efficient, you know, like with this tank here, get the hauler to move the water instead of the water pumpers themselves. Like this water pumper here. He's having to go all the way run just to drop off some water because I removed all the water storage from up here and we haven't built this new water storage yet. Ooh, I need to go ahead and have this not be metal block storage. I thought we would have been well out of metal blocks by now. Let's think of something we can put some metal blocks in. Maybe into a little engine here, why not? And that does mean we're not going to be using this little industrial estate. Or at least not as we have it so far. I don't know why I'm actually prioritised that. It's all bloody scrap metal. We've got enough of it lying about here. The extremely tall bamboo's been chopped down. That means we can get another deep water pump out. A little something like that. Now let's watch our beaver builders get this bad pump in. And there it is, slurping away. And I heard a bad tide. No, a drought warning. Happy days. Oh, this is what we needed. Now let me just make sure we have cut trees on down here. Because we're doing the experiment, remember? Leave things growing under the water, slurping up with water. And we need to fill as many of our tanks. I was hoping this one got in and all. We're not far off. Why many bloody... Okay, we are quite far off. Okay. And look at this beaver legend mixing up the lemonade on the cliff edge. I love that little spot there. And you know what though? If you were that beaver, realistically, you would just backflip off here, wouldn't you? And go for a swim and then just come up the little tunnel there. You would. I would at least. Now, since we didn't have a bad tide, I'm going to delete this medium tank here, flood the market with gears and planks, and surprisingly enough, say build these bloody engine beavers. I genuinely wouldn't mind doing some stuff this drought, and not being locked out of it all. Ooh, while I was faffing about over there, trying to attempt to build a new industrial estate, we've got our kohlrabies in here. Get these picked up, also help with up here. And while you are picking those up, we're going to be doing a bit of crop override tool. I'm planting corn all the way up here. Any of these upper levels, they're going to be corn. And we need to learn from our canyon mistakes. We need to get food factories up and running before that all happens. So I'm getting 3 of them preemptively up in here. Saying maximum priority build this, beavers. And while you're at it, maximum priority build that. And since we've got a drought in 1.4 days... why don't we free up the necessary resources for these 2 items by deleting this large tank? Alright beavers, you have got your work cut out for you. Get these 2 in, they are your maximum priority jobbies. And while they're doing that, why didn't we watch the beavers replant the kohlrabies with corn? And how long's the drought? 13 days! 13 days, 13 days. Alright, everything's paused, everything's paused. Let's just see how the water level settles. We've got a full block here. Did I not mark this for bloody cutting? Beaver, cut that bloody mangrove out! We need to test this, make sure this water doesn't fly down, because we shouldn't have anything at all that's slurping here. Nothing. You're at 2. Yeast can be bloody paused. And by 2 I of course mean 1. And we've got 1.3k water knocking about. And a little bit of progress made to the food factory / engine. I'm a tad perturbed that we're still sitting here with 0 logs like. Let's unpause these 2 bonus little tree choppers and get back to scrap in this corner here. Now why don't we have ourselves a tidy little 13-day speedy up spin around a bit. It's gonna be a classic doof 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 action like. Proper end of episode spin around cliffhangers galore. How we're gonna be doing when we come out of this little speedy up bit. Or we're gonna be surviving. Well, at least you won't have to wait long for this wee cliffhanger, will ya? And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow, peeps. Bye bye bye.